We're also funded through grants from foundations. We do receive funding through the Children and Youth Investment Trust as a parent center. To engage parents, we have an excellent record, and feel free to look up more about our approach online. And we also receive funding from the Mayor's Office of Latino Affairs.
Well, I definitely will. Now, you stated that none of the schools that you directly work with are on the list for closure.
Correct.
And I'm wondering, have you done any work in Ward 7?
Not what we would love to. We are currently working with a school in Ward 8, where this year we're in Wards 8, 2, and 5, and we've also done work in Wards 1 and 4. And we work only in Title I schools or in public charter schools that essentially have Title I status.
Okay. So would you be willing, because that seems to be the issue, the issue with a lot of our parents in Ward 7, that we want our schools to be improved before we actually bring our children back into those schools, before we invest in those schools. Mm-hmm. So in terms of teaching for change and social justice in the classroom, would you, ideally, your organization, be able to look at the total makeup of the school, the parents, the students, and see what the best remedy may be, or what some suggestions may be to bring that school up to par?
Our approach starts with listening with the parents. One of the very first things that we do is ask the parents to share their joys and concerns about the school. And what we find is when you open those channels, parents don't just want to gripe. They have a lot of things that they are proud of and they want to see more of in their schools. And not only that, they are willing to put in the work. So where you have parents who can't necessarily give to the PTA, they can't write the big check to contribute to the school in that way. We have parents at our schools who volunteer on a regular basis. They noticed that the librarian was overwhelmed, and we're thankful the school still had librarians, so parents came in and volunteered in the library. Parents noticed in one of the classrooms that the custodial work was not up to par, and actually organized, and there's a group of 7 preschool parents who go and clean the classrooms because the children were getting sick. So parents want to do that work.
And do you actually advocate for parents that may not have as strong a voice for their child? Can you look at those deficiencies that may occur too?
That's particularly who our approach is designed to reach. It was designed in DC with immigrant, low-income African-American families to help parents who did not have a voice and who the traditional methods of engaging with parents, expecting them to show up to the PTA meetings. That doesn't work for all parents. The same way that a singular approach to education doesn't work for all children. So we're here to also speak for parents. Thankfully our parents aren't here having to advocate for their schools, but there are many, many parents at the schools that are being closed who have not had the chance to advocate on behalf of their children, and it's not for a lack of wanting quality education.
Well, just like the parent from Garrison, and I commend you and all your community's work for what you've done, but that just doesn't exist in every community. So organizations like you are truly needed, and I implore you to work closely with the Ward 7 Education Council and to come to some of the community meetings. I will definitely be following up with you.
Please do, and I can tell you one area where we've had various conversations with DCPS in the past. We're very pleased this year that we're actually working with all the Head Start family coordinators. So they're actually receiving continuous training with us for how do you reach those parents, because they want to contribute in one form or another, and it's not necessarily the way that we have in mind. So we ask that you, by all means, we started in DC, our approach was designed in DC, and we would love to see DCPS listen to parents, really find ways to listen to parents and create those channels, and we'd love to be a part of that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Alexander. Councilmember Wells?
Thank you for everyone's testimony. Ms. McLeod, in general, I'm very supportive of the Chancellor, and I will have to say that